Previously on God! I'm gonna go state by state across the country, judging every city on my way. This is what we in the industry call a seal on a bed sheet. It seems like a wave of good flags has gone across the middle of the country. And Chesapeake, Newport News, and Virginia Beach are just a herd of seals on bed sheets again. All trended towards boring as we've gotten further and further northeast. Some force emanating from the far northeast of the country. Next time, I intend to figure out what it is. Hi, welcome back to City Flags, where I'm sitting in a bush. I'm in the northeastern United States, as you can tell by the untapped wilderness behind me. I came from the west, with high hopes for exciting vexillology. But as I've gotten more and more northeast, it's become clear that there aren't a lot of flags in this part of the country worth giving a damn. This isn't normal. Where I'm from, flags can be really good, or really bad, or somewhere in between. But there's variety. Here, I can't take 2 steps without being attacked by a seal. Clearly, there's something in the northeast making all these flags so boring. Today, I intend to find it and fix it. Ready? Let's cross the Potomac. Alright, calm before the storm. Welcome to the nation's capital. Despite that big talk I just gave, this is actually really good. Enjoy it, because this is gonna get more and more rare as we head further in. The flag of Washington is, plain and simple, the Washington family coat of arms stretched into a rectangle. And it works. It's a simple, effective flag. Part of me wants to complain that there's so much more to the city than Big George over there, but the people of DC love it. They display it proudly, and they rally behind it in their fight to finally get some goddamn representation up in this house. So this flag's been doing its job really, really well. No complaints. Looks like the NC's power is weakest near the edge of the northeast. Let's head into Maryland with caution. To talk about the flag of Baltimore, we first have to acknowledge this garish motherfucker. Adapted directly from the coat of arms of Mr. Baron Baltimore, it's hideous and terrifying, and Marylanders love it, and I love it for them. Baltimore takes one of these corners and slaps a battle monument on it. While the monument is a bit too detailed for how small it is, look at those little tiny griffins. I can't say it's not an effective design. It just makes sense that the flag of Maryland's largest city is a segment of the state flag. And it really couldn't be the flag of anywhere else, unless Boise decided to do a little plagiarism. Annapolis wishes it could be so cool. And it really tried. The crown is for Queen Anne. It's her polis. And the flowers represent the English Tudors and the Scottish Stuarts. The Latin on the banner translates to, I have lived free and will die so. A kick-ass motto that's only kind of brought down by the fact that the rest of the flag is so hardcore monarchist. So this flag has some kick-ass symbolism that's only kind of brought down by the fact that it doesn't really look very good. Hey, at least not a seal. Where are they? Welcome to Ocean City, Maryland, the #2 ocean city in number of my grandmas. Come relax by the beach and admire a flag that is so simple but effective in its symbolism that I don't even have to explain it. Yeah, you get it. So the flags in DC and Maryland are actually pretty good. Not a seal to be found. Maybe this is a false alarm. Maybe we can go home. Delaware! The flag of Dover, Delaware is a diamond containing a seal containing a coat of arms, a seal containing a coat of arms, and a something. That was a rowdy one. Ah! This one's Swedish! Hey, did you know the Delaware Valley was first colonized by the Swedish for 17 years until the Dutch took it over until the English took it over? Wilmington knows, and is so proud of this fact that it's willing to commit plagiarism to show it off. What better way to honor your estranged parents than by slapping your ugly seal on their flag? Okay, this might get dangerous. But luckily I brought along my French as bodyguard / cameraman Jack, who's educated in the ancient art of... what's it called? Wushu, or Kung Fu if you're white. And it's not really a fighting thing, it's more of a art type of thing. Okay, but can you protect me with it?
No.
Yes. Okay, let's go on to Pennsylvania. The flag of Pittsburgh is... ah! Wait! That's a coat of arms, not a seal. Yeah, back off. I'll see you in Erie. Coat of arms are not seals. They can work well on flags. They can also work not well on flags. This one, it's okay. This is the coat of arms of Billiam Pitt, namesake of this burg. It's got a black castle on top too, just cause it's cool. I gotta say, I like this flag. The black, yellow, black tricolor is unique and imposing, and coincidentally, works really well for a city in the heart of coal country. There's also a version that ditches the coat of arms and just leaves the castle, which I like about the same. So surprisingly, not a bad flag. Okay, now to Erie. Hey, did you know that Erie is a city in America? No, dumbass, it's obviously in Thailand. Erie, this isn't even your own seal. It's Pennsylvania's. Somehow you found a way to make a seal even more disappointing. This is a very boring flag, but Erie County has a flag that's, well, more interesting, at least. Look, I'm a sucker for when flags secretly double as maps, but this little tumor is not necessary. Just stick to the triangle. You're a triangle. Why complicate things? Harrisburg's flag decides to cram as much as it can into this tiny itty-bitty keystone, so it has room to write, Harrisburg PA! The yellow shit here was grabbed from various coats of arms from the 18th century, arranged in the weirdest way possible.
William Penn has circles, so we gotta put a circle on there. Yes, that's the real reason there's a circle on there.
And I like how you couldn't come up with a better way to represent being the state capital than by putting the Capitol building on the flag. Let me tell you, I would not be praising DC's flag if it looked like this. Lancaster, really leaning into your namesake there. Like, really, really leaning in. One rose was enough, guys. You don't have to give us 4. They do actually have some symbolism on there that isn't just T-booing over a town in northwest England, but they hit it really, really small so I can't see it. Scranton. Huh?
Is that even a seal?
Dumb Scranton, can't even seal right. You got Adams? Yeah, bitch, so do I. You don't see me bragging about it. Would you believe me if I said this was an improvement? Like, I guess this looks better, but did they ever consider that they had to make more than one of these? How the hell do you mass produce this in 1907?
Alright, all that's left is Philadelphia. You know what? Give it to me. I'm doing it myself.
Welcome to Philadelphia. Philadelphia was the first city in America to make its own flag, and boy was it a trendsetter in the field of disappointment. Blue and yellow represent Sweden, and the coat of arms represents apathy. I don't know why they didn't just go the Washington route and do the coat of arms of William Penn for their flag. That would have been good enough. But nowadays, I go with something more representative of Philadelphia today, like a hoagie or mispronunciation of the word water. It's pronounced water. But in all seriousness though, you've got Liberty Bell. I'm leaving. Ah, shit. Is this New Jersey? Welcome to Ocean City, New Jersey, home of the world's second largest ocean. This is where the Philadelphians go on their beach days, so it's fitting that the flag is just Philadelphia if you went. Credit where credit is due, the stripes represent the bay, the beach, and the sea, and the seal has a clear visible anchor for the ocean. But Ocean City isn't a port town, it's a tourist town. An anchor isn't what comes to mind. It should be a beach umbrella, or a seagull, or my grandma. Although, seeing as this is a touristy beach town, if it wasn't this, it would probably be a logo flag. So you know what? This is fine. Ben, what are your thoughts on the Ocean City flag?
It's trash.
I've raised you well.
Alright, and here I am in Atlantic City. Man, the difference 5 miles can make.
I assume their flag means the same thing. Bay, beach, ocean. Hard to tell since they never specified. Maybe they're just big Guatemala fans. But really? This is the best you could do as Atlantic City? The gambling capital of the East? You couldn't even put on some gold?
We're getting closer. Jack, get ready to put out that wushu.
I already told you it's not for fighting.
Jack, I saw Kung Fu Panda. If you're anything like that, we're gonna be fine.
I'm not.
On to the rest of New Jersey. So, normally I try to avoid suburbs when talking about flags, since they don't tend to have their own civic identities.
I really like this corner of the log.
But New Jersey is a state made entirely of suburbs, so I guess I'll give an exception. Camden, New Jersey's flag is this uninspiring piece. I didn't know they had triangles in New Jersey. But the thing is, I can't find any evidence anyone's ever flown this flag. Like, there are no pictures of a physical version of this on the internet. They don't even fly it in front of their city hall. Question, if a flag is specified by law, but no one's ever flown it, is it really a flag? Answer? I don't know.
Careful, we're in the demilitarized zone from North and South Jersey, aka Trenton.
Trenton likes horses, is what this is telling me. They've got a horse head and some nice wheat for it to munch on. They really like horses. What else can I say?
Okay, it's time. Go, 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 go!
Newark's flag is a coat of arms and that's it. I like how the Lady of Justice is sitting down. She's just chilling, not even looking at the Lady of Liberty. Don't bother her, she's on her break.
Look, you've gotta find joy anywhere you can in this place.
Elizabeth, New Jersey has 24 words on its flag. Might as well just have a city essay instead. And Jersey City. Let Jersey prosper.
No.
Corporate seal?
You fucking sellout.
I'm starting to notice a trend with these basic tricolors with seals or coats in the middle. Pittsburgh was good, Philadelphia was less good, and Jersey City is discovering new levels of mediocrity.
Alright, we've gone through the depths of New Jersey. Now we're finally here. New York City!
Ugh! Are you kidding me? New York, New York. The city that never sleeps. The Big Apple. The city. The biggest city in America, the economic capital of the world, home of Frank Sinatra, Al Pacino, and Grover. Empire State Building, Brooklyn Bridge, Lady Motherfucking Liberty. You've got the biggest history, most iconic culture, and the most to say about yourself of any city in this country. You don't need to ask someone if they're from New York. They'll tell you. Millions of Americans can trace their ancestry back to someone who arrived in your harbor in search of a better life. You're New fucking York. Everyone around the world knows your name. You can't say that about Trenton. And this is your flag. Great. The same basic tricolor template with an overcomplicated seal in the middle. Okay, let's do an experiment. Someone from New York, walk around Lower Manhattan for me. Let's say, half an hour. Count how many New York City flags you see. I'll be generous. You can count anything that makes reference to the flag. Anything that recognizably uses the flag in its design is fair game. No government buildings, they're obligated to use it. This ain't Camden. Now, someone from Chicago, the New York of the Midwest, do the same. Half an hour, downtown Chicago, anything that references the flag counts. What you'll find is that the Chicago flag is everywhere, and the New York flag is hard to come by. It's not that New Yorkers aren't proud of their city. Have you met one? It's just the symbol they're given to express that sucks ass.
Okay, fine, I'll look at the flag.
The blue, white, and orange come from the old Dutch flag, because even old New York was once New Amsterdam. Why they changed it? I can say, the English liked it better that way. I'll admit, not a bad start. The seal, America, Indian, Dutch, 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 Dutch. There's nothing wrong with nodding to your history, but this flag isn't so much nodding as it is vibrating its head aggressively. There is nothing on this flag to represent New York as the titan it is today. I'm gonna say it, this is the most disappointing flag in America. If one of them needs to change, it should be this one. Then like 70% of the rest of them. The boroughs have flags too. Real quick, all the same problems, seal on a bedsheet, but looks like money, blatant plagiarism, and a little more interesting. Not good, but, you know, interesting.
All right, let's look at Albany's flag. And it's the same thing, isn't it?
It's the same thing.
Yep.
Yep.
Just kinda...
Turn 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Syracuse, another boring seal flag.
Oh, fuck off! Oh. It's fucked off.
Get out of here. Bald guy coming in with a brand new flag. Gotta say, 2 shades of blue, getting kind of tropey, but I will fucking take it. Dutch colors, 6-pointed star for the 6 nations of the Iroquois, and a white triangle for salt and snow. This is a perfectly adequate flag. Might be the last time we see that. Rochester, it's just NYC again, but you couldn't find any orange dye. You do have an alternate flag though, which would be pretty good if you didn't have to put Flower City, Rochester, New York, restricted.
Buffalo. Ah, holy shit!
Not a fan of the seal, noticing a distinct lack of buffaloes on there. But you know what? I'll give it a pass, because that lightning coming off the seal is pretty damn cool.
Alright, time for new and improved England. We still don't know where the anomaly is, but granted the ever-increasing number of boring flags, we're getting pretty close. Let's see Connecticut.
Bridgeport,
Ugh.
Stamford,
Shit.
Hartford,
God.
Waterbury,
Fucking
New Haven, Norwalk.
damn it!
This wasn't cherry picking, these are the 6 largest cities in Connecticut.
That was a lot of seals. Why didn't you wushu them?
I already told you, wushu is like aggressive dancing. It's not
Jack,
meant for...
Jack, I've seen Kung Fu Panda 2.
Let's see if Rhode Island is any better. Their state flag is. I'm expecting something nautical?
No.
Seal of the City of Providence. What cheer?
That's what I'm saying!
I never get why some cities feel the need to put both the date of their founding and the date of their incorporation on their flag. Just pick one.
No, I need the day I was founded, the day I was incorporated, the day I was discovered, the day my founder was born, the day I found a cool rock, the day that I'll die, the day I find another cool rock.
Actually, just pick 0. Providence is Rhode Island's only real city. So I finally crossed something off my bucket list. On to Massachusetts. Maybe, I have no faith at this point. Boston, I would like to say I expected better, but I don't like lying.
No matter how much Latin you write on yourself, it's not gonna make you look any more fancy.
Look, it makes sense for Boston to have an old-fashioned looking flag. One of the top cities in early America, the hotbed of the Revolution, a harbor town, a Harvard town, and a city that likes to think of itself as a bit more sophisticated than the rest. The issue is, this isn't an old-fashioned looking flag. It's a 20th century idea of what an old-fashioned flag would look like. An illustration of the skyline from the water, and right all over it in serif font Latin. You wanna know what an old-fashioned, sophisticated flag actually looks like? Here's Oxford. Here's Cambridge. Your brothers across the pond. This flag is just trying too hard and coming up short. The second most disappointing city flag in the country. Not as much as New York, because you aren't as cool. Want to prove me wrong? Change your flag. What about the rest of Massachusetts? Springfield, that's a person.
Nice cape.
Probably looks like a nothing when it's flying though. Worcester is known as the heart of the Commonwealth, because it's in the middle of the state. I guess that makes Boston the brain and Springfield the rectum. Anyway, dear God, this flag is on the nose.
Actually, it's on the heart.
Fuck you. At least make it anatomically accurate. Are there any good flags in this state? Plymouth? Nope. Lowell? Art is the handmaid of human good. Noble sentiment. Something tells me you're half-assing it though. Braintree? Nope. Come on, it was so obvious. Nantucket? Nantucket!
Fucking finally!
You see this? This is how you make a flag that does justice to the place it represents. For the unaware, Nantucket is an island town off the coast of Massachusetts. If you are a rich northeasterner who longs for the waves, it's probably where you spend your summers. It's the very model of a maritime New England town, and for a while, it was the whaling capital of the world. As an Oregonian, I can relate to the whale bloodlust, although we tend to be a bit more theatrical. Anyway, the flag fits the personality of the town perfectly. The swallowtail design is begging to be put in the back of a boat, and the way this thing doubles as a compass and a harpoon, perfect. No complaints. This flag manages to tell you everything Nantucket is in one quick glance. That's genuinely impressive.
Well, Massachusetts, you made a good flag. Can you go for 2? No. Oh boy, this is tiring. I mean, we gotta keep going, but like, it's taking a while out of me. Isn't there a place somewhere that's just like flown under the radar, that's managed to have good city flags even in this part of the country?
I have a soft spot for Vermont. Coming from the Pacific Northwest, the New England states always felt like our cousins across the country. You know, lots of forest, progressive politics.
Embarrassingly white.
The difference is that they got real jobs, while we're out here digging around in forests, exploding whales and mountains, having a gay old time. Meanwhile, Vermont felt like the chill, laid-back cousin who's more in our lane. You made Ben and Jerry's and Bernie Sanders? You're alright in our book. Bring some maple syrup over, and let's dick around on mountains together. Colorado is also a cousin. He's the cool one who takes us snowboarding.
Henry?
Oh, sorry, I got lost in the metaphor.
So I'm really proud of our little guy Vermont for having the best city flags in all of... Wait, no, they don't really do cities, do they? For having the best town flags in all of New England. Let's check them out. Burlington is the largest settlement in Vermont. Their flag used to be straight out of a coloring book, but in 2017, they replaced it with this pointy guy. The thing is, they show the same thing. Sky, snow, mountains, more snow, lake. But this looks like it should be flying from a pole. And this looks like your new computer here with Microsoft Paint.
One criticism, the flag represents the view across Lake Champlain, which is perfect symbolism, but it does mean that the Green Mountains aren't in the Green Mountain State. They're in New York. Okay, criticism over.
Montpelier is the capital of Vermont, with a staggering this many people. Like its big burly brother, it used to have a garbage flag, but it shed it like a butterfly in 2017, as all butterflies do after being publicly shamed by Roman Mars. They've got green mountains for Vermont, and I'm sorry, I know the 14 stars are for Vermont being the 14th state, but you should really be expecting a cease and desist from across the Atlantic pretty soon. Despite that, I gotta say, it's a pretty good flag.
Alright, after those flags, I'm feeling a lot better. Wanna keep going. I haven't found the anomaly, but we have to be getting close. There's only 2 states left, so New Hampshire, let's go.
Manchester, New Hampshire has a seal on a bed sheet. What else is new? Like the cities in Vermont, they tried to change it to something else in 2017. But unlike Vermont, the people voted 80% against it.
This is why Vermont is cooler than you.
To be fair, these other designs are pretty boring. One blogger I found likes the seal flag because it's got a centrifugal governor on it. You know what? I agree. Make a full-on centrifugal flag. I am not even close to kidding. Concord. I find it amusing how a city whose name means harmony between groups, many parts working together in unison to go forward as a united whole, can't come up with more than a carriage. No horse, just carriage. They couldn't get the trademark rights to the horse.
Portsmouth. Ah, it's a bad one!
Not only is this a seal on a white bed sheet and literally nothing else, but this seal is one of the worst I've ever seen on a flag, ever. There are so many densely packed fine details and contrasting colors, and it's so small that I can't see anything. This may be the most boring, uninspired flag in the entire country. The mother of all seals on the mother of all bed sheets.
Animal abuse is wrong.
There you are.
Is it you? Are you the force? The one making these bad, boring steel flags across this corner of the country?
No, do not be afraid. I am not your enemy. I am a fellow victim.
Explain.
I am the Immortal Spirit of Nashua, New Hampshire. I was on track to have a creative, non-boring flag before the beast you have been hunting put a stop to it.
You mean Nashua was actually going to have a good flag?
That's not what I said.
So, as the Immortal Spirit of Nashua, New Hampshire said, Nashua doesn't have a flag. But also, as she said, Mr. Ronald Nashua tried to make one a few years back. It's interesting. A flag made by someone who's never heard of symbolism. It's got the name on it, boring, but Ron also decided to put on his favorite 4 Nashua buildings. A school, for education, the Nashua Manufacturing Building, where they manufacture all the Nashuas.
It's where I was created.
The stadium, for sports, and the Jackson Mills Building, which apparently housed Sanders for a long time. I like the purple.
As bad as that flag is, it would still be the best one in New Hampshire. But what happened?
Ron Nashua took his flag to the Nashua City Hall, but there was a sudden flash of light, and no one has seen it since. I believe Maine brought to him.
Maine? The culprit's in Maine?
The culprit is Maine.
What?
When Maine rose from the sea, it brought with it nothing but horrible, boring city flags. Every single flag was nothing but a seal on a solid color background.
Sounds familiar.
Every other state laughed. Their city flags may not have been good, but at least they tried. At least they were somewhat creative to varying effect.
So what happened then?
Maine became so enraged by this that it decided everyone else's city flags must suck as much as theirs. That force you've been speaking about, the one that's making all the flags boring?
It was Maine.
Exactly.
Immortal Spirit of Nashua, New Hampshire.
It got to me. I knew I couldn't hold out forever.
What? But I...
Oh, defeat Maine for the sake of flags everywhere.
Okay. That was already the plan, actually, but... now it killed Maine twice as hard. Alright, here we are. You ready, Jack?
I'm not coming.
What?
I saw what happened to the Immortal Spirit of Nashua, New Hampshire. You can do what you want, but I'm not risking my life for some rectangles.
Jack, I need you for protection.
Let me guess, you've seen Kung Fu Panda 3?
No, actually, I haven't seen that one. Fine, I'll do it myself, for the sake of city flags everywhere. And by everywhere, I mean America. Because I'm not doing this for any other countries, because I'm running out of jokes. It's time to end this. It's time to go to Maine.